Okay, students, the recording is started. We shall start the class. We have been working on Bootstrap. Bootstrap is a front-end framework which helps you to build the responsive websites. We have been working on this one now a couple of weeks. You might be having a good understanding of that, and I hope you would have practiced this one at home. With the help of my video clips, you would have practiced it. I'm going to show you some more components, how to work with Bootstrap today. We will see whether within today's class we shall be able to finish the Bootstrap lesson. If so, we can discuss the assignment and finish it off. Anyways, having said that, let's move on. We've done up to the badges. Right, let me open the previous day lesson. Last one we did was badges. So you can remember that we created something like this notification type of things. These are not very big deal, right? But it can create some effects when you want to actually have, when you actually want to have something meaningful. Okay, right now, next thing I'm going to teach you today is about. Let's see another one, which is we're going to do something called progress bus. Right, so I'll show you where you can make use of that. Right. Uh, so let's say where we can use that one in a real life, where we can use a progress bar. Progress bars are very useful when you want to show some kind of a bar graph, or if you want to show something like a percentage type of a thing. This can be very useful. How you can format this one, I'm going to show you that. It's going to be very simple. This kind of a effect we can very easily create, right? So I'm going to give you a bit of an idea first, then we will create something similar to this, right? Okay. If I start my paintbrush app, let's say we want to create a card like this, where you want to put the person's profile picture here, and you want to tell what their name is. Let's say John Doe is the name of the person, and let's say he is a designer. I'm using paintbrush, so don't expect the best design here. Something like that. Okay. Then let's say here we have some small information about this is not a real design I'm doing, right? So just to help you understand the things. That's it. Then down here you want to put something like, here you want to say skills. Let's say you want to save skills, right? And you want to display your skills, right? Okay. And you want to show them, first of all, let's say you know how much HTML knowledge you have. You want to put a progress bar for that. Let's say CSS, how much you have the knowledge. Then you want to put JavaScript. Let's say JavaScript, you have very good knowledge. Let's say Photoshop, let's say somewhat you know Photoshop. Let's say Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator, you know a little bit more than Photoshop. And why not some other things? If you want to have something like this created, okay, so this kind of effect can be nicely and very easily you can create such kind of a thing. And if you want to design something like that, you can make use of the progress bars. Okay, so that is why I just wanted to touch that on today. So I'll show you how to design this part very easily. um, this is my file. Let's close that. Right, okay, I'm going to have a new one created, so I will duplicate that. Control C, Control V. I'm renaming it 12th example, and this is going to be progress bar. And to code this one, very simple. How you do that part? Um, I like to delete this part first. If you take a look at my blank page, what I have here is, uh, first of all, I have my container. Inside that one, I have a row. You know why we use rows? Because when we use rows, inside that one, we can put columns. And if you put multiple columns, it will try to stay inside one place, right? So I'm going to put here this column size. I'm going to set it to size number 6. Okay, right. Inside that, let me put a heading also. Let's put a heading like skills. Now I'm going to have a progress bar created. So it's very simple how you do that, right? There are two classes you have to use together to get this thing done. Right? It's very simple. You use dot, first of all, the progress. This is the surrounding tag for the progress bar. By doing this one, you will not get anything right in the screen. Let's watch that. So you will not be able to see anything visible as a bar. That's the background of the progress bar, just the area. Inside that you have to put, right? You have to say another class progress bar. Previous one is progress. This is progress dash bar. Okay, and in that, what you have to do is, I don't think it'll. We have to give a width also for that. So in order to set the width, I'm going to say style, and I will say width. We will give a percentage mark so it is more meaningful. Let's put something like 70%, right? And let's reload this and see whether we can see something. Okay, that by default the blue color is coming. If you don't like the blue color, you can change that always. Okay, uh, right, that's one thing. And here you can say bg dash, for example, if you want it's in an orange color, you just type bg warning and that color will change nicely and accordingly, right? I like to put that in the normal color, right? Let's put it in primer itself, like that. Okay, and if you want to increase the thickness, you may increase the thickness of the background, which means this one. You can simply say style, and you can give the height of the bar. Let's say if you give the height to 30 px, so let's see what happens. And the thickness of the progress bar can be very easily increased. So that's the basic idea of how to create a progress bar. And inside this one, you can type some information, right? I don't like 30% there. Let's leave it to 20%, right? 20. And if you want to display something there, you can type, let's say, Adobe Photoshop. Right? And let's say, 70%. And when you reload that, that will be nicely visible inside your progress bar. This is quite interesting to do. Okay. Uh, that's one idea how you can do that part, right? Um, and of course, if you like different colors, you can change that. Mm. And here you can put another one. You can put, if you put striped, so that like the, what do you call, the tables, you will get stripes like this. Okay. And you can put another one if you want. Sometimes you can have the animation also there. It's pretty simple, right? Another one you give, right? So you give progress bar, you just say animated, and when you reload that, um, in my PC it's not working. In my PC these things are not working. Okay, the animations are not working. Later I'll teach you in something called the how to put the animated banners. That is also not working in my PC. There is a reason for that. uh, because for the high performance, these animations are by default disabled. In some browsers it will work, in some browsers it doesn't work. So in my one, sorry, it's not working. Okay. So that's how it's done, right? And one more thing I'll show you, right? So I'll copy this and paste it for you, right? Another progress bar. Under that, I'll put another heading, resources, right? I like to put multiple ones inside this one. I don't want any animated ones. Oh, I don't want it to be a striped one. I just want it to be a very simple type of a progress bar. Okay. What I will do is these things I can put multiple ones, right? I'm going to put this one 70%, right? So let's say free space 70%, not 70%. Let's put free space around 40%. This is also I'm setting to 40, and I can copy paste this one, and I can set that to another value, something like, let's say 10%. And this time we will say, we can put whatever we want, right? Let's say warnings, let's say 10%, and you can put a different color also there. Okay, and this is not a meaningful what I'm doing, right? So 50% gone. The remaining person I'll give like around 20%. And let's call that one as danger. So we'll put this one as danger. And I have put that one 20%. When you reload this, see the next one. I need to change these things. BG danger. See, so inside one progress bar, you can put multiple pieces and different names for that. So that's also very interesting to do. That seems to be too small for me to display the things. Let's say 30%. That's much better. And this is also, let's put 20%. There we go, right? So that is possible for us to build. Okay, right? It's pretty easy, right? So you can put like that. If I zoom in, you will see very detailedly, right? Like that, okay? So that's an idea. I hope you get the idea, right? So you can try when you're creating those things, right? Okay, so that's about the progress bars. I'll create another one and show you. Let's see how we can create spinners. When you create spinners, I will delete the things for you. This one, end of. I think we have an extra one, right? Yeah, nice. So spinners are very easy to create. Okay, spinners are by default the animated ones, right? So you can create like this. Simply put dot spinner border, right? So when you do like this, you will automatically get one. This kind of thing will come automatically. Okay, and if you like to change the colors of that, you can very simply do that. You can copy paste this one, right? And you can change the text color, right? So you can say text. If you put danger, that will be in red. I'll put few of them so you'll understand that. So danger, success green, warning yellow, info light blue, primary dark blue, secondary light gray, and let's try light also. So let's reload that. So that's how it goes. There's a tiny one here, a white color one also. So you can see that what's happening. Okay, so these are called spinners. If you want some to show some kind of a progress or something, you can make use of this, right? So I just wanted to discuss that with you. That's why I did that. No much, nothing much to do. Another set of things that you can create is rather than giving border here, you can give something called grow. Okay, so if you give grow, it's going to see what's happening. So you will get this kind of an effect. Okay, so how you want, you can get it done nicely, right? So that's about that, right? um, Even inside a button you can put a spinner, right? So let's see how to put it inside a button. First of all, we have to create a button, so we can put create a button, put the class, say btn, then you say btn primary. Inside that you can put a span class, and for that again you can give a class, so that you can say spinner border, spinner dash border dash sm, which means it will be small. That's it. Okay. If you reload it now, inside a something wrong, spinner dash border. So inside a button, you have the stuff, and of course, just like the spinner, you can have your regular text here. Let's say loading like this. So this is possible for you to create this kind of effects. All right. I hope you understand that. Then I'm going to teach you something called cards, right? So next one, I'm going to teach you something called cards. So let's see how we can do that. I'm just demonstrating. I'm not digging much into deep. So I'm just helping you understand how to create these things. Right. Let's create a card here. First of all, I'm going to get rid of this row here. First of all, I'm going to get rid of the row. If you put the row, you can't make this thing work. Don't put a row. Don't put the row, right? Okay. So when you want to basically create a card, card means it's like it'll have a header, body, and a footer section. It's easy to format, right? I'll show you how to do that. So you just type dot card, you get a div tag like this. Inside the card, you can put card header. Okay. Then you have card body, and you have card footer. These are the main things, right? So header, header, and this will be your content, the body part, and that will be the footer. Now, when you reload this page, see this kind of a section comes. Now, you should understand this is taking the entire space. This card is taking the entire space. If you want to modify that, let's cut this one. Simply put dot call LG for inside that you just have the card. That's it. And now it will be nicely adjusting to that size. I think 4 is too much. Let's give 3. 3 is ideal size. In which case, if you wanted another one, you can put another card also. Okay, so it will come to the next line. So you need to fix that by adding rows. Okay, you will have to put a row, then you can fix that. See, that is possible to create. Okay, so this is the basic idea of how to create a card, right? I will do further things. Let me save time by copying and pasting this one. Up to here, I'm copying. I'm pasting another one here. So in this one, let's have just one card there. This time I'm going to design this one in such a way. Okay, let us design this one a little bit nicely. Okay, so I'm going to say card. Okay, um, inside the card for the header, right? I'm not going to put a header there, right? So I'm going to have something like this. Okay, let me create piece by piece for you so it's easy for you to understand. Okay, just concentrate on only on this part, right? There is a div I have used. Size is 3, and I'm using a div card class starting here and finishing. So the code I'm going to add, I will add it here. So if you take a look at it, you will see nothing much going on. Down here, I'm going to create that. First thing I'm going to do is, it says a card class. I will give something like the style. Let's say if I want to change the width, I can with it. Let's say 400 px. We'll see what happens. Uh, so I've given the width. Uh, inside the card, I'm going to add an image first. I like to add an image. So I already have images with me. Images slash, let's say pick one dot web. Let's reload and see. So that's the picture coming. After that, I'm going to create dot card body. Inside the card body, I'm going to add h4. H4. I will type like uh, real estate. Class, I would say card title. Let's reload and see what happens to this part. So it's nicely adds the title here. Don't worry about this. If that's a problem for you, I can put a chart tag here. So now this is the part we are creating now. It's very neat and very sleek. You can see very nicely coming. And let's say I want to put some card text here. Let's put a paragraph here. Let's call the class card text, right? So I like to put a lorem ipsum text there. Finally, I like to put a button. We all know how to create buttons. Class, we say btn, then we can say btn dash primary. These are nothing new. Okay, let's say uh, read more. So that's a button automatically, very nicely coming. See, the padding nicely comes, margins automatically maintained. It's almost very quick design for you, right? Now, if you're in a hurry to create something like this, it's an ideal design that you can do, right? So I like to have this one. Right, so I have a div here. I can copy and paste that once again, right? So in that case, I will get another card like that. So it's overlapping because this size and the width are a little bit having an issue. So let's get rid of this width and see what happens. If you don't want to manually override the width, that's also fine. So it comes like that. This seems better. We can put a different picture here. There's a problem because the sizes are not matching. So we can make the size height same for all the images, right? Like uh, style, we'll say min height 150x. That looks perfect, isn't it? So two of them, we can very nicely put that, and we can put one more as well. Last one. That's very easy to create. Okay. So this kind of design is also possible for you to create in your websites. Okay. I welcome all of you to practice this one after my class, right? Okay. Right. Let me do one more thing. Right. Let me teach you how to create drop down menus. That is also interesting, and we will do that one in a separate example. Why this should be 14th one. That should be 14th one. And the name should be cards. Now we'll do the 15th one. We'll put the drop downs. Okay. Right. First of all, I'll show you how to create the drop downs. Okay. I like to have the row first of all in the project. I wonder where the row is finishing. Okay. If it is confusing, let's get started from the beginning. No worries. Okay. First, okay, we'll create dot container. Nice. Then we'll type dot row, right? So end of row, end of container. So those two things perfectly done. Now what we can do is we can start creating the drop down. When you want to create the drop down, uh, let's create a size for that first of all. Otherwise, it's going to be huge, right? I'm going to put a call 4, call LG4. First, what we have to do is we have to create a class called drop down. I don't want to do much of code, but I can copy paste this one because Bootstrap, certain parts you can copy paste and learn. Because you are learning this one, let me show you a little bit. Drop down. Okay. Inside the drop down, what we can do is we're going to create a button. Right. Then button name, I'll call it as you can give whatever you want. Let's say packages or items for sale or something like that. You can put, right? Sales items. Sales items. Right. So that is the button going to tell. You can say button type. Input button. And you have to say class, and you need to make it a Bootstrap button. So btn primary. Then you can say, make sure that you put drop down toggle button. Okay. And you need to put some data inside this, like this, data dash bs dash toggle. This is a part of Bootstrap. Okay, so you don't forget to give this. You just give drop down. Okay. Let's see how it looks now. So we have the just a button there, sales items, but there is no drop down coming. So I'm going to create that one right after the button. You're going to create a UL tag, right? And make sure you give the class as drop down menu. Drop down menu. Okay. Then what you do is in this one, you can create the list items and you can put the ahref parts. You can put whatever you want. Let's say link 1, 2, 3, 4. Or product 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So you have to put here class, you have to say drop down item. Drop down item. That's all, right? I'm not going to waste time. I'm going to copy paste this. So let's say we'll call product 1, product 2, likewise we'll put so when you reload that, you should get this kind of a thing. So when you click on that, it comes. If you go outside, it goes away. If you click, it comes. If you click, it goes away. So that's the basic idea of how you can create a drop down menu. Very simple. See again the code. You just put a div with the class drop down. Inside that, you just generally create a button. This is the button will be seen by the user what is coming here. And you need to put class, you have to say btn and btn primaries to make it a bootstrap button. And further, to make it a drop down menu, you put drop down toggle. And don't forget to add this data part also, data bootstrap toggle. Then you can display whatever you want, right? You can say product list, right? Then when you click that, if you click, you will see the items, right? After that, you can have a UL tag. UL tag stands for unordered list item, and make sure you give the class name as drop down menu. When you give the class name as drop down menu, and each time you can create a list item and put a href part and include a class again called drop down item. 3 things only: drop down menu, drop down item. So if you can remember this code, or if you can remember this idea, you can do it. Now when you want to create something new, just copy paste this one and edit the code. That will be pretty easy for you to understand. Okay, right? So that's possible, right? In between, if you want to group something and if you want to put something extra, I can keep this one and separately do it. With the drop down header, of course, right? So let's say drop down header. So I'll show you how to do that. Here, you can use a list item here. Okay. And just use a heading there. And I will use a class there. Class name is important. You say drop down dash header. Okay. And you can put nothing coming to my mind. I'll just put sample header. So when you reload it, now if you click in between, you will have a section like this. Can't be selected, right? That cannot be selected. These items can be selected, but this one cannot be selected. So that is possible, and you can put all the things that you like, right? So that you can put it in any color that you like. Easy, right? So that thing you can do. And you can make certain items not clickable by adding something like here, disabled. If you put disabled, it will not be accessible now. So see the third one. Third one I cannot, it is visible, but cannot access it. Okay. So those options are there, right? Um, let's see one more, which is called the collapse. Right. So I'll teach you, that is also very interesting to do. Problem is in my PC, it's not work. Oh, no, it's working. Right. I'll show you how to do that part. A little bit of code is there. After my code finishes, I will share the file with you so you can have it. Let's take the 16th one. This is called the collapse. This will be useful for you sometimes, right? Okay. But students, there is a big code here. I don't know whether I will be able to code it. Okay, it doesn't matter. I'll take about 5 minutes and do it for you. But when you're doing a real example, you just copy paste it, okay? Right, like this. I'm going to get rid of this thing. First, I'm going to do is called, there is a ID, you have to use something called, it's called the accordion. Accordion. You'd have seen the accordion music instrument, right? This works something similar to that. Right. Inside this, what you're going to do is you're going to create some cards, right? And you can get it done very nicely. We'll see how it's done, right? So first we'll put a card. Then I'm going to put a card header. Card header. Inside that, I'll put a link. Href part is put something like that. It says collapse one. I'll explain you once I finish the code, right? Okay. Now here you can type collapse group item one. Anyway, it's a simple code, right? So a tag finishes, div tag finishes, right? Then after this, after that div finishes, you have to start hash collapse one. Oh, sorry, it's not working. Okay, I'll do it manually. Collapse one, this one, right? Okay. And I will give the class. I forgot to put one here. For the BTN part, yeah, for the BTN part, I had to put data dash bootstrap dash toggle dash, sorry, toggle equals collapse. This will tell the bootstrap this is a collapsing menu, like, okay, right. Then we're going to do the code. Collapse. Here we say, after the ID, we say class. We have to say collapse. Then we have to say show. Then again, we have to say data dash bs dash parent equals hashtag accordion. Right. Inside that, you have to put card body. You can put the content there. Okay. So let's try how it looks up to now. If it doesn't work, I will copy paste. Okay. And it looks something like this. Now when you click, it opens, it closes, opens, closes. In my one, animation doesn't work, students, because in my PC, it's how it works. Azan is going on. I will be typing the code. Just watch the code, right? Okay. I hope you understand this, right? So there is no big deal. There's this easy code inside a div tag, right? Give the ID tag as accordion. Accordion means this kind of thing. I don't know whether you have seen the musical instrument accordion. This is what the accordion musical instrument, right? So things can go inside and things can come outside. So it sounds very nice. So old Hindi music and all, they use this one. So accordion is this kind of a thing. So that's why this name is used. So it comes in and collapses inside. So that's what the idea of this one. Okay. Right. And it very efficiently uses the space also. Not everything is collapsed. So you can see first one, you give a div tag, give the class name as card. After that, inside that again, start another div tag and give the class name as class header. Sorry, card header. Inside that, put HTML link because that's the one which is visible and you can click like this, right? So you put hashtag collapse one, you just give, and data vs toggle, it says collapse. So we say BT and it's a button, and collapse group item one. This is what is visible to the user. Okay. Then when you click on that, this is what will be shown. If you click on that, this is what it is shown, right? DS data here, ID collapse 1. So here the same name is used, collapse 1. So here it says class collapse show. So if I take off this show and if I reload, when the time it is loading, nothing will be open. If you click only, it will be opening. So if I put the value show here and keep it, by the time I'm reloading, this part is already visible. So if you click on the other one, first one becomes disabled or first one becomes invisible, new one gets displayed. So that is how it works, guys. So you don't have to buy hard. This please don't buy hard. When you're practicing, you just copy paste my code and do the modification. I'm of course referring at you page and doing it to teach you easily. So when you're doing that, you don't have to do it. We have some more than 10 minutes left. Let me teach you the navigation bar today. With that one, we'll try to conclude it. Okay. Right, so let me teach you that also. Right, so that's an interesting thing that you can learn next. I'm going to add the name as Navbars. Now you learn about the drop-down menus. This is going to be very easy, but it's going to be more easy because I'm going to copy paste this code. I'll show you how to get this thing done. Right, so let's go to the website. You go to getbootstrap.com. In that we didn't do any exercises. You go to the docs section and you go to the component section. In this you can go to the section called navigation bar, right? And it will give you different types of navigation bars, right? So these are ones, right? It's just a matter of copying and pasting this code. If I copy paste this code, this entire thing will come to my page. Okay, so if you just want the navigation only, you can create that. You can create your menu items manually. That is possible, right? Okay, with an image and all, you can do that, right? So we will start from something basic and we work our way up. Okay. I like to take this one first, the full one. This navigation, but I'm going to take it. I will customize it and show you. These colors and these things, don't worry, okay? Just copy here. That's the first one we are doing, just copy pasting, right? So this entire HTML code is copied. This code is copied. Well, I will be going inside a web page, right? So inside a container, I'm going to add this one, right? So let me check why it's been added. One second, please. Right. We'll use it in our web page separately. Okay. Right. So let's go to our site. Here we have it. I will delete this whole thing for you. Right. Leave in the row there. Entire thing is gone. Outside the container, I'm going to do the code. So I have a habit of doing like this. Start off navbar code from VS Get Bootstrap website. And I will again put end of pasted code from Get Bootstrap website. This is a practice I'm having in my web designing because when I introduce new code, especially when I copy paste third-party code or my other piece of codes, it can damage my existing design or existing coding. So I don't want that to happen. So I put two comments like that. So it's very easy. Now I paste the code, which I copied from the website, right? So it seems okay, right? Let's save this code and let's reload it and see if we can get a navigation bar here. This is the example. You can see from this edge to this edge, we have got a navigation bar nicely. And the drop-down menu is there. One is disabled. We can customize this one now, no problem. Okay, right. First thing first, now if you don't like the navigation bar from that entire area to entire area, you can put here inside this, inside a div, actually, right? You put a div and you say class container, right? And you can put it here. That will do. And that will make it look like this, if that's what you want. Okay, I prefer this. Okay, right. So then what you do is, you can put a logo, you can put different colors, all those kind of things are possible. Let's start customizing that one by one now, right? Let me go to the top of here. um, it says the navigation bar expanded LG. Expanded LG means in large screens it is expanded, right? So if I go to a small screen, you will automatically get the, now see, this is a large screen, something like the tab. So if I'm making it smaller, you will start to see the that mobile phone type of menu, right? This is accessible, right? So let me go to mobile view and show you. If I put it to a mobile phone view, now this is what you see is a, let's say Galaxy Fold, right? This is a mobile phone. In the that mobile phone, it's going to look like this. It will work like that. Very sorry, in my computer the animations are not working. In your computer it might work. This is working fine. Let's go back to the normal lesson, right? Okay. And we will learn how we can change the color. It says BG body territory. Let's see. Let's try BG dark. What happens? Um, I think that is how you do that. You can have the text into light color. Let me check whether the navbar. I think you have the navbar dark, like this will bring in the colors for you. Uh, you have to use BG dark space navigation bar or navbar dark. So this is giving you that effect, right? So instead of this navbar here, if you like, you can use your image, right? So you can use your image, right? So it says logo here. You can use the logo there if you want, right? You can put a picture there, right? It's possible to do. Let's see how we can do that part, right? Ahref, before we finish this, inside this one, you can put an img tag and you can put a logo, right? So images slash logo dot, let's say JPG. I will download one now. Hmm. Let's, we'll take whatever we can take, okay? Just a logo. This one may be okay. Let's try this, whether we can download that. I think that's a PNG image. Now we'll download the smallest one. I'm going to put it inside the F drive, WCBS images. I will call this one as logo. Let's go to our page. And it is a PNG image. So PNG, it's too big anyway. So it's big, right? So it's a PNG image, and it's a very big image. Didn't I get the PNG image? It is having a background, guys. It's not a transparent one. Uh, it's not possible to get the transparent one. Okay. In that case, we will have to go for this kind of a logo. Then only we will be having the transparency. How about this? Let's try this one. Uh, let's call that as we'll call this logo 2, and let's try this one. So that is nicely coming. Background is also gone. Now what you shall do is you can use your CSS knowledge here. You just type style with you give on 100 pixels and see what happens. So that becomes small, but this bar looks really big, right? So we better work the way down slowly to make sure which size sets better, right? So I think size number 30 is fine, right? So that is possible for you to do. Rest of the things we can simply customize. It says home, link and all, right? So you can see here by looking at this one, you can edit this. See, it says home, right? And link. So we'll say products, right? Or we'll say about us. Right? Then it says drop down. Let's say products. And you can put what other products we have, right? Let's say phones, accessories, right? So it's pretty simple for you to build it. If you don't like the colors, you can change it. And there's one disabled here. And down here, you can see there's a form. If you didn't like the form, you just delete that. That's it. When you delete that, the form is no longer there, right? It's pretty simple for you to build it in that way. So that's the navigation bar that you can build it. Only one more thing I will be showing you next week. With that one, I will be concluding, right? So which is going to be this one, carousels. Unfortunately, carousels are not working. See, this is the original website. Even in the original website, it's not working in my browser. Let me try that one in Edge browser. Don't know whether it works in the Edge browser also. It might. Right, so let's try. Sorry, boys and girls, it's not working in my computer, right? You try this link in your computer. I'll give you the link now. Try that in your computer. You might get the animation done. Okay, so that's the basic idea. So next week we shall do this one, and I will be discussing the assignment with you. Okay, 1 second, please. Web design assignment. So we have an assignment like this. Next week I'll explain this one to you. Okay, so what sort of a website you want to get it developed, how to build it, what sort of things I'm expecting, and how you will be submitting and how you're going to create and do it, right? So in CSS also we did a good job. So using CSS we can do that. Next week after I show you how to work with this one, how to add your what do you call, how to add the animated banners, or in other words the carousels, I will be showing you a little bit of how you can customize your Bootstrap code, which means the existing ones, how you can change it according to your preferences. How you can do that part, I'm going to teach you. With that, I will be starting you to show you how you can do the assignment. Okay. So there will be a part where you have to collect information from websites, download pictures, and you have to build a nice website. Beautifully, you can do a website. Okay. If you search something like web templates, you'll be able to see plenty of web templates like this. Let's say you want to have a plant selling website template. So you get a lot of templates like this. You can look at one and you can design it. All you need is a little bit of customization of your scripts or the Bootstrap pages. By looking at these things, you can very nicely design them. You should be able to do them. This is no big deal, right? It's pretty simple. Navigation bar, a banner, another some divs, another div, 2 columns, 4 columns. You can start building them, right? So slowly you can start doing it. At the very beginning, it might be a little bit challenging, but please make sure make your way up working. Okay. So I wish you all the best. Okay. Next week we shall meet for the last class then. Okay. Thank you very
Shall I
much.
stop the recording?
Yeah, Suleha, you can record. Stop it. I'm going to share the files with the students now.
Okay. Shall I stop?
Yeah, sure.